Lord just kept nudging me. One of the nudges, probably the one that really launched me into the further research that I did, was the interview that Rob Skiba did with Tim Bence. Prior to that point, I had not put together the Nephilim and Jekyll Island. I knew that the Federal Reserve was corrupt, there was defilement in our monetary system, all of that. I think Tim and I, it sounds like we may operate in a similar way where we just go where the Holy Spirit tells us to go and we do what he lays out for us to do. And I try and do it in the timing of the Lord. I'm not always successful, but I'm learning to stay in the timing of the Lord. When you look at the name Nakash for the serpent and you dive into the Hebrew of that, it actually, one of the definitions is engaging in trafficking. And so, could that have been what Satan was engaged in, and that spirit comes through with the monetary system, with the defilement, and there's that human trafficking as well.
I don't feel like I was probably the first one talking to it. Rob was certainly dealing with Nephilim stuff on the air before I was. My journey has been just simple acts of obedience, and sometimes I don't have a clue why it's really important until I get done. and then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I've found this pattern all over the world. I've dealt with about 28 altars now. It's not always blatantly related to currency, but it is always related to trade routes and to commerce and to how people's lives are affected and where cities were built. Modern day shipping and traffic just for commerce, especially between nations, is almost always following ancient trade routes. When you look carefully at those ancient trade routes, I'm finding these altars in many places.